Hey guys, Chef Jason for my friends at the Colorado Department of Agriculture and Colorado Proud. And today's recipe is so perfect for those hot summer days here in Colorado. That's right, we're going to be doing Colorado Cantaloupe Granita. Now, Granita is different from sorbet because sorbet is usually processed in a machine. It makes those ice crystals really small, really fine, makes that sorbet kind of smooth and creamy. Granita is different because we're actually going to make the Granita itself, then pour it into a pan, into the freezer. Every half hour, we're gonna come back with a fork, stir it up, creating big crystals of the Granita and big ice flakes, absolutely making this such a perfect summer pleaser for sure. So let's get started here. We have a little bit of prep to do. We're gonna make this Granita, and then we're gonna eat some Granita too. The ingredients we're gonna use today, pretty simple. We've got a little bit of lime juice, just for a little bit of tart and a little bit of acidity. Then we've got a half a cup of sugar, and we added some vanilla to it, turned this into simple syrup. We have that recipe for you on today's recipe. You can follow along with that as well. And then we've got the star of the show, that Colorado cantaloupe. So we've got one here. I was gonna give you my chef's tip on how to carve this, how to trim it, how to get it all ready to go for our Granita. So let's dig in, get our prep done. Okay, prep time is here. So we have our cantaloupe, nice sharp chef's knife, a scoop of some sort. That's gonna help take out the seeds. You can use a spoon as well. I like that scoop. It works out a little bit easier. So first things first, went ahead and washed our cantaloupe. We'll go ahead and trim the bottom off just a little bit like that. Wanna get through that whole part of the rind, and we'll trim the top to make a flat spot. Now, with just the front part of the knife, I'm gonna follow the curve of that cantaloupe carefully, right? Just to get that rind off, not to get a lot of the meat. And we're just gonna follow along here, trim that off nice, like so. Make sure there's no green on there. We want to get the green off. Want to be left with just that perfect, beautiful cantaloupe without taking off a ton of it, like we said. So, get that set here. All right, let's get this cleaned up quick. We'll get that in the garbage. So, check it out. We'll go ahead and cut this in half now like that. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and scoop out those seeds. So basically what I'll do here is, again, I'm just trying to scoop the seeds, not any of the meat itself. So I'm just going right along that seed pod, scooping it out, if you will, like so, getting all those seeds out, anything that's, pulpy, right? Want to get all that pulp out of here. And there you go, just like that. All right, so now that the cantaloupe is cleaned out, we'll go ahead and just cut them into small wedges like so. And we're basically going after small cubes like I have on the side here. So just a couple pieces at a time. We'll go through here, get these all cut up, ready to go, like that. All right, next up, we're into the blender with the simple syrup. Okay, we'll go ahead and get the rest of these into the blender. Make sure you have a big enough blender to handle this, or a strong enough blender too. And if not, you can always pulse it in batches. So we've got that cantaloupe added in there. Now we're gonna add the simple syrup. Again, super easy to make this. We have the recipe for you. Basically just take your sugar, add the water, add the vanilla, melt it, let it cool. Boom, simple syrup just like that. So we'll add that whole batch simple syrup in there, and then we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, just like that. All right, we are all set here, ready to go. Next up, we're gonna blend it. We'll show you what we look like when that is all ready to get it in the freezer and get ready to make some Granita. Make sure your blender is all set. Make sure that top is on super snug, and then we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick pulse here. Get things started up. Okay, so now as we pulse this, you're gonna see it start to pull that cantaloupe down in there. So just keep pulsing it until everything is mixed. And then once it's fully combined, we're gonna turn it on high speed, mix it for about 30 seconds. Okay, now we are fully mixed, so it's time to hit high speed here. We're gonna turn this on now, let it go for 30 seconds. Make sure we get everything nice and smooth and ready to go. We're using a nice big metal pan for this. You can use a cake pan, anything you want. You just need to make sure that you have a deep sidewall so that nothing runs over the side. Now, we got this all blended. We'll go ahead and pour this in. And then we're going right into the freezer. So make sure you've got a freezer big enough for your pan, right? And a pan small enough for your freezer. Now, we're gonna let this freeze in 30-minute intervals, and then we're gonna come back every 30 minutes with 2 forks and basically stir this up. Total time is gonna take about 3 hours. We're gonna show you that first 30 minutes and a couple more of them as this progresses. Okay, here we are right at that 30-minute mark, and what I'm doing is carefully scraping around the edges. If you look, you can see, hold on a second, we'll get it. We're already starting to get a little bit of freezing, right? A little bit of bit. So I'm stirring around the edge here. I'm just trying to carefully create those flakes that we're starting to get. Look at that, I got a bunch over on this side, and just carefully stir this up. This is all about flakes. We don't want it to be smooth like sorbet. So we're gonna keep doing it until this is all frozen, solid as a rock. Here we are right after that second 30 minutes, or about an hour now we've been in the freezer. So we'll go ahead and keep doing this, carefully mixing it up. We're not gonna stir it too much, and then we'll go back into the freezer again. And now I'm gonna keep doing this every 30 minutes until it's completely frozen. Total freeze time today should take us about 3 hours. Look at that, right after 3 hours, scoop that up. You've got beautiful, beautiful flakes of granita. Oh, we are set to go. Look at that right there. That is worth the price of admission. That melon granita came out just perfect. Now all you have to do, enjoy this, right? Enjoy this after a big dinner, after a beautiful Colorado steak. I'm telling you what, doesn't get any better than that. And there you have it, another amazing recipe featuring everything you can buy right here in Colorado. Now, today's recipe, be sure to head over to coloradoproud.com, grab today's recipe, plus a ton of recipes featuring things grown, manufactured, and produced here in Colorado. That is a huge win. Once again, I'm Chef Jason for my friends at the Colorado Department of Agriculture and Colorado Proud. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next month with another great recipe.